you're at the top of the intellectual tree, is it a good sign for all of us that you failed grade 6?
Well, I never heard about that.
I think all of McLuhan's ideas had just sort of run their course.
The show, which will ensure a great deal of popularity and representativeness to the show.
And if you were a student in 1972 or 3, say,
if you can think of a sponsor or who ignores the audience.
Are you going to take Marshall McLuhan's class? Oh, I don't know. It's kind of passé.
Maybe the CBC in Canada.
So that means a
big bureaucratic organization which feels it's quite above the needs of the audience. And so it creates a great many unpopular shows.
He undergoes brain surgery and the doctors remove a benign tumor the size of a lemon.
And that affected his thinking. How could it not affect your thinking?
I wouldn't say they're especially interesting. They're just unpopular.
And he was left actually unable to read. 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 And he was left actually unable to read.
And to what extent the BBC is in the same boat, I don't know, but you might be able to comment.
You did fail grade 6.
No, I didn't.
Our research made an error?
Yep.
Linear thinking again.
Yeah, it's a...
We were using the wrong hemisphere.
Classification problem. No, I never failed any grade ever. But anyway, that doesn't mean I did superbly well at school because I wasn't that interested.
In school?
No, I wasn't very interested.
But you've become interested.
I've got interested since then.
Marshall McLuhan, you must come. We'll get it in a whole study of Marshall McLuhan looks at Canadian politics.
I think so. That's fair enough.
I'm going to pause briefly and be right back.
Okay, so you say that Gladstone was at Confusion Corner. I've seen an aerial photograph of it. It's where Confusion Corner streets now all intersect.
But one of the peculiarities and unexpected results of the speed up of electricity, telegraph, and so on, one of the strange effects on writing was an understanding for the first time of the creative process. From Poe, Baudelaire, Mallarmé, and onward to Joyce and Eliot, the understanding of the creative process has mounted and mounted, and we understand. From Poe, Baudelaire, Mallarmé, and onward to Joyce and Eliot, the understanding of the creative process has mounted and mounted, and we understand now that it is very closely related to sensory perception.
I used that phrase that maybe was the message already.
Let me reassure you people, I once spoke in 1957.
TV is...
In June, to the radio broadcasters.
I took out the radio before. I was a radio guy.
At that time, they were terrified of the coming effects of television.
The radio medium is unique, and the medium is the message.
And I said, it was that on that, in June 1957, I said, the medium is the message, it's nothing to fear.
Does that apply to
I can say that to you. The book is a very special form of communication. It is unique, and it will persist. I would suggest that one of the main reasons for its persistence in the future will be scriptural study.
The medium is the message, right? The sentence is the medium, but the message doesn't matter so much.
From the 3rd century A.D. to the Renaissance, the reason the book survived was scripture.
Now the medium took me a long time to find out what that meant.
Gutenberg, the press reached out and grabbed antiquity for the first time. The Middle Ages had no way of printing ancient books. Gutenberg reached out and grabbed the Greek and Grecian realm and dumped it into the Renaissance lap as a huge pile of garbage.
Siegfried Gideon has a wonderful chapter on anonymous history in Space, Time, and Architecture.
and it kept creative minds very busy dealing with garbage for a long time.
Me coming from Paris and London at the same time, gradually I think he was quite pleased to take me to the canteen with, or the dining room or whatever you call them.
Right.
With him, because he was at the time, I don't know what happened afterwards, but at the time, he was really badly treated by the university, by his colleagues and things. And I think he was quite pleased to take me around.
Well, this business that the Antigone refers to then is...
is not answers, but questions. What you put inside the schoolroom today is not answers, but questions. The questions are much harder to find than the answers. The answers are easy. The 20th century man has been described as a man who runs down the road shouting, "I've got the answers, what are the questions?"